Hey everyone, Adwin's here, and today we're going to be talking about our favorite trash weeb yet again, Ashley Taylor. Sorry, I had to do that again. So now that she has released properly in JP, we are going to take a look at her her true stats and her actual spirit enhancement and their implications on her character. And there's a lot. This isn't like a reaction video or anything. Like, I've already looked at the stats. I've already talked to people about what all this means. And, well, let's just get into it. Hopefully this will actually be quick, like the title says, and not like 30 fucking minutes. But anyway. So, same thing as before. 4 blasts, like, that doesn't change. Her personal memoria, still the same. Wait, it was in different stats and effects. Oh wow, look at that! They even buffed her personal memoria. Okay, this is a reaction. I didn't actually see this. I actually thought they would be the same. But look at this. It's just a damn heal. And then they just made her personal better with attack up and damage increase. Oh my god. Oh, I know that they buffed or they changed the 4-star memoria, but did they mention in the announcement that they were gonna? They did not mention it. Huh. So I guess that was another hidden buff. Well, good for her. That only, oh my god, that's... okay. Anyway, let's just keep going. Her attack is 12,000 with full spirit enhancement. That's 100 nodes. And we can't do 100 nodes just yet. But, it's still, like, a good metric. Because, like, with how much attack they've got, like, because that's really high. Organize this by attack. Like, she is among, like, the top 10, just barely out of top 5 of attack. And, because she has more overall attack, the attack nodes on her spirit enhancement are going to be distributed with better numbers, or just, there's going to be more of them in general. Is this Ashley's? Yeah, I think this is Ashley's. So this is a great website if you want to plan out your spirit enhancement. It is in Japanese, but you could. It's still relatively easy to navigate. Maybe I'll do a video on it some other time. But look, this is the website here. See, look, there's like just so much attack all over. Like, you would usually look at the very ends of each branch to see like how much attack you can get per node, and distribution on attack-oriented units is like really good for attack. Like, this is just an example of. I'll get to all this later, but the point is, even though you can't get 100 nodes on SE just yet, even with just 60, this is like, this is 60. You can still get like 11,000 attack. That's still pretty decent, and like. The distribution of those nodes are still pretty good if you can plan it out correctly. And she gets 16% passive blast from her spirit enhancement as well. I think that's pretty average for characters oriented towards blast. Or was it 15? Let us double check, because that is important. A passive 16% is a lot. I'm fairly certain that other blast gorillas get 15. So she actually gets a little bit more. Like, these buffs down here are actually based on how many discs of each type that you've got. Like, whichever one you want to focus on the most, you get like 15% for 3 blast discs. That assessment isn't completely accurate because she only has 1 axle, 1 charge, and then yet she's got 13% and 9%, which is obviously not the same. But for Ashley, she actually gets a decent amount of Axel. 13 is a lot. Versus 5 for charge, which she doesn't even have any discs of, but people can connect to her. Or you can have a charge draw. Who knows? But the point is 16%, that is a lot. Even though it's just 1% more, it's still the best bonus you can get. Now for her actual spirit enhancement. I already went over her active skill, anti-evade, anti-provoke, most important in mirrors. Cooldown 6 turns. That's actually pretty fast. I think they were actually letting units have faster actives, which is fine. Let me make sure I'm actually recording this. I am. Okay. I'm going over the boring ones first. Anti-bind is alright, so like that's alright. The MP nodes, every unit has MP boost and Doppel Adept, so like whatever. What to talk about next? Okay, so anti-debuff. I mentioned in the last video how since she only had one anti-debuff in the announcement, it only advertised one, and it blocked off the most important part of Mito Rain. But she's got two, so she's actually gonna block an entire Mito Rain. Mito Rain is like Mito Rain is one of the main debuffing Memorias in Mirrors, and with two, like completely negating a Mito Rain is really big, because that Memoria is really important, really good. So like, shoot, what was I gonna say about this? Right. Not a lot of characters have two. Like a lot of, okay, actually no. Two seems to be the average here. See, look, like little QB has two. Of course, Ashley has two. Sayaki has two. Sana's special, so she gets 3, and Kaname gets why did I say Kaname? She gets 2, and I guess Tsubaki gets 1 because I don't know. So 2 is average, but 2 is already really good. Like, sure, she doesn't have the most, but 3 is kind of overkill. Like, if you have 2 debuffs, if you want to lay a debuff on a character like this, it's still going to be really hard if they have 2 shields. So that's just really good. That just makes her mirror's viability much better. And I remember in the last video, or I'm not sure if it was the last video that I mentioned this at all, but I'll get to that because there's more to talk about relating to mirrors. So, evade, anti-evade, and critical hit. Last time I was talking about how I think it was Tsurumer who had these 3, and these 3 nodes are all really good, but a lot of units have them. So because of that, I said that Tsurumer's Spirit Enhancement wasn't really special. But in reality, it's more like those 3 nodes are really good, but it doesn't elevate Tsurumer because Tsurumer herself isn't that great. Just having those 3 nodes doesn't save her from being an unit. But Ashley is an exceptional unit. So she was already really good. So but then this just makes her harder to deal with. Like for Tsurumer, like she could probably still hit pretty well with a critical hit, but you're not as scared of Tsurumer as you are of Ashley. Like, pretend that they don't have any of these nodes at all. Who'd you be more afraid of, Ashley or Moldy Tsuruno? Ashley. Like, I'm not even gonna. That's a rhetorical question. It's Ashley. Now, imagine if you had to deal with, evade and critical hit on both of those characters. Who are you more afraid of? You're more afraid of Ashley because now she's a good unit who could kill your team, and if she's just gonna be that much harder to kill. But for Tsurumer, I mean, like, sure, she's gonna be a little harder to deal with, but like, unless it's like specifically a challenge quest, like if you're fighting someone else's Tsurumer and not in like a PvE situation, then like it's whatever. It's just Tsurumer. You might get charmed, whatever. So, like I said, Ashley having these nodes makes her harder to deal with, which means she's another prime candidate. It makes her a prime candidate for mirrors. Alongside the whole anti-debuff thing, alongside this, and oh, right, Blast Shield Aura. Okay, so when I saw the effect for Blast Shield Aura in the announcement, I thought it was quests only, as in like only PvE. But because of the way it's worded, where is it? It says here, I'm very embarrassed because I don't remember exactly how to pronounce the kanji, but the first part is at the beginning of a quest. Specifically that, like, it's not specifically quests. If they were specific about quests, they would have said Questo Nomi, which is, where's Haruki Sayaka? Somewhere down here. Here we go. Questo Nomi. Because this is Haruki Sayaka, and she has passive Survive, which is, and just so I can show you guys. Hang on. What's her last name? Miki. Haruki version. Survive. Quest only. Which only, it's only PvE. So, on top of her 16% on her own blast disc, she also gets blast damage up for 5 turns on anything, PvE and PvP. I think specifically, I think it also works in Kimochi. Other people told me it works in Kimochi. I'm going to take their word for it. Only because like the important parts for this is for PvP. Because 5 turns is a long time in both PvE and PvP. So like you're going to have like 40% blast damage up for like essentially the entire time you're playing around with Ashley. The only time this isn't really relevant is probably in 100 Evils. And if you guys don't know, 100 Evils is the next endgame content for this game. It's on the right to the tab of EX challenges in double tower events. They're really hard, and they also take a long time, more than 5 turns usually. And sure, your 5 turns is you're still gonna be powerful for 5 turns, but like afterwards, it's not as okay. I'm getting too much into 100 Evils, and I don't really understand the mode or the meta for 100 Evils myself. But the point is, in mirrors and PvE, that's for 5 turns is forever. So those blasts are gonna be hitting really hard, really hard. So what can I say? Like everything I said in the last video about her not being as mirrors viable, I think. If I even talked about it, I don't even remember anymore. But I think that I was in like some sort of like argument with a couple people that like who were really angry with Ashley being in Japanese and getting buffed and spirit enhanced because like, oh, now she's gonna take over mirrors like she did in NA. I'm just like, nah, come on. She's just gonna have the same kind of stuff that everybody else got. And she kind of did. Evade, anti-evade, critical hit. And like I didn't see the specifics of her kit yet. But then I didn't realize at the time that, oh, it just makes her better because it just makes her harder to deal with. And I kind of conceded that, yeah, okay, she'll be good on defense teams because she can blow people up. Well, actually, in my opinion, realizing that, I don't think my opinion really changes. I think she's more for a defensive mirrors team. For your own offensive team, I'm not exactly sure how you would build around her because, like I said, Blast MP kind of sucks, like especially by itself. If you want to build Magia, you probably don't want to use Ashley. I've heard people talk about compositions where she is a supportive type unit, like as a cleanup. But I don't think you would want to build her Magia. I don't think. I'm not 100% on that. We've already gone over her connect in the last video. And her Doppel. Okay, her Doppel is pretty interesting. She has, Charm instead of like Poison and Dazzle like in NA. She also gets blast damage up, ignore damage cut, which I've already mentioned in the previous video, really good if you can get there, and blast MP gain up for 3 turns to self. She gets to double her MP with blast for 3 turns. Now that is interesting. Because now her blast deal, they get her 10 MP. So this is still impractical in most situations, but there is one mode where that is relevant, and that's Kimochi. Kimochi, where you want like as much Magi as possible to get more points, to get more damage off, right? So let's say you're able to get a Doppel off of Ashley. Like even in Kimochi, I don't think Blast MP is really good by itself, unbuffed. But if you, let's say you get to Ashley's Doppel, and you do it, and it's great. You do a lot of damage, and now you have Blast MP gain up 10. So I'm trying to specifically remember formations of Kimochi, because sometimes their formations are specifically made so you only hit 2 tiles with the blast, but some of them have 3, I think. So let's assume that you only hit 2. You can only hit a maximum of 2 per blast disc. That is a total of 60 MP per turn. So you can get up to 120 in 2 turns. You might get enough for another Doppel by getting hit. Again, depending on your setup. I don't know the numbers on the MP you get from getting hit. So that's still a decent strategy, because like then you can get Doppel again in 2 to 3 turns on a really good day. And I'm not sure if it stacks. If it stacks, then it only makes the remaining Kimochi turns easier. But I think if you want to make that work, you need a ramper to help her get to that first Doppel before like turn 4. I think turn 4 is the latest you could probably get this Doppel trick off. But then, is that worth it? I don't know. Actually, because like I'm usually not that great with Kimochi. Like I just know that you want to try and build Magi as fast as possible. And I just haven't really thought about a composition with Ashley of all people, because I did not know that she was going to get Blast MP Plus on her Doppel of all things. That's pretty interesting. I really like it. And that really does change a lot. Well, let me check through here. How much MP do you get? She's an attack type, so she only gets 80%. Base MP. So she's only gonna get divided by 5. 80% of 4 is. Hang on. 4 times 0.8 is 3.2. So 3.2. She doesn't get a lot. So she probably won't get Doppel from being hit. If you only hit 2 tiles. If you get 3 tiles, then you get 90 plus 90, which is 180 in 2 turns. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Maybe if you get an Axel combo early, then you could probably hit 150. So yeah. So in conclusion, what's our time right now? 17 minutes. Okay, that's shorter than the last video. But in conclusion, Ashley. She's already great in PvE. She's already dominated the all slot in supports because, 4 Blast is really good at wave clearing. And with her passive blast damage up, 16% blast, she's going to be wave clearing like nobody's business. In mirrors, she's going to be really great too, especially definitely on defense. On offense, I'm sure people will try to experiment with it, but definitely on defense, she's going to be evading everything. She's going to be screwing your own evade, and she's going to be clearing your fucking waves. So she's great in mirrors, and then in Kimochi, she's got a potential Doppel strategy. So Ashley is good in pretty much almost every aspect of the game right now. I can hardly think of a situation where she's not. Okay, fine. Maybe like any non-light Kimochi she's not really good in, but like you're not gonna bring Ashley to a light Kimochi unless like it's weak to blast, which I still don't think you would do that. But and I guess 100 Evils is probably still bad for her ish. Because these this buff only lasts for 5 turns, but at the same time it's like she's still gonna be dealing a lot of damage. I'm not really well versed in 100 Evils. I just know that the Blast Girls aren't really great there. But Ashley still is great in a lot of the game's content. God, is she a must pull? I'm not. I really want to say no, but it's hard to make an argument against it. So I love Ashley to death. Ashley is great. She's cute, great character, and good in almost every aspect of the game. So you are 100% justified in your decision if you want to roll for her. I always have to encourage you guys to be responsible with your money, responsible with your rolls. But Ashley's really good, guys. I definitely made some misjudgments in the last video based on like I didn't know all this, so like it's hard to make a complete picture until the unit is released themselves, so you can get the full picture of their spirit enhancement, their buffs, their stats, all that good stuff. And her personal memoria, they even built her personal memoria. Why? She's just too good, man. Well, I guess that's all for me today, guys. I just have to think long and hard whether or not I'm gonna roll for this girl. Alright, I'll see you later.